Imagine this, it's Monday morning in Silicon Valley. Not 9 a.m., not even 7 a.m.'s 4:30 in the morning, and the streets of Mountain View are already alive. At Google's campus, the lights inside every building glow like it's mid-afternoon. Engineers aren't just awake, they've already finished their first meeting of the day. By noon, many employees have already crossed 10 hours of work, and by midnight, the parking lots still look full. This isn't a launch week or a crisis week. No, this is every week. Because today, Silicon Valley has adopted something nobody ever expected: South Korea's intense, hyper-competitive work culture. The question is, what would happen if the tech world of America collided with the high-pressure, perfection-first, long-hour culture of South Korea? Would Silicon Valley become unstoppable, or would it fall apart under the weight of its own ambition? To understand how this alternate world looks, we first imagine the stunning contrast between both cultures. South Korea is known for ultra-fast innovation, extreme dedication, and work hours that often stretch far beyond the official limit. Long hours aren't just common there, a cultural expectation. Employees put in 50 to 80 hours a week, often staying extra as a sign of loyalty. Hierarchy shapes every action. Younger workers show deep respect to seniors. Decisions flow from the top down, and questioning authority is rare. Work isn't just work, it's a responsibility, a duty, sometimes even a moral expectation. Perfectionism runs deep. Nothing leaves the office until it looks flawless. Even after work hours, many employees attend skill classes or special training sessions. And let's not forget nunchi, the Korean art of reading the room, adjusting behavior based on the boss's emotions, and silently understanding what's expected without anyone saying a word. Add to this the famous after-work drinking culture where saying no to a team dinner is almost impossible. Now insert this into Silicon Valley, a place built on freedom, flexible schedules, hoodies, kombucha bars, creative autonomy, and the idea that innovation comes from comfort. What happens when these two worlds collide? Daily life in Silicon Valley transforms overnight. Workdays begin before sunrise. Showing up at 7 a.m. is suddenly considered embarrassingly late. Hoodies and sneakers vanish, replaced by clean, polished business casual outfits. Meetings become longer and more frequent, not once but several times a day. Coffee consumption skyrockets as engineers begin coding marathons lasting 10, 12, even 14 hours, not during emergencies, but every day as the normal rhythm of life. Leaving the office at 6 p.m. becomes a sign of laziness, while those who walk out at 11 p.m. are seen as dedicated. After an already exhausting day, employees attend AI upskilling classes, cloud certification workshops, or late-night team sessions. Free time becomes a myth. Startups, meanwhile, go through an even more dramatic transformation, with South Korean discipline injected into American tech ambition. Deadlines shrink from months to weeks. Prototypes appear overnight. Venture capitalists now expect 80-hour work weeks from their founders and daily progress updates. Team bonding becomes intense, with mandatory Friday night dinners and drinking sessions becoming rituals. Productivity skyrockets, but burnout starts rising like never before. Engineers are exhausted, anxious, and constantly worried about being outpaced by co-workers who seem willing to sacrifice even more. Yet the speed of innovation reaches a level the world has never seen. Products become more polished, more stable, and more perfect. Apple releases the cleanest, most flawless iPhone ever made. Google launches groundbreaking AI tools months faster than expected. Tesla rolls out updates at a pace the auto industry can't comprehend. American creativity meets Korean discipline, and together they form an unstoppable force. But there's a cost. Creativity begins to shrink. The more pressure workers face, the less freedom they feel to experiment or propose wild ideas. In a hierarchy-heavy environment, employees hesitate to challenge the opinions of senior managers. The culture that once encouraged move fast and break things now emphasizes move perfectly, no matter how long it takes. And then come the cultural clashes. American workers value individuality, mental health, and the freedom to question authority. South Korean culture emphasizes collectivism, long hours, and absolute respect for senior positions. American employees don't like being told what time to arrive or leave, while Korean-style managers expect discipline and loyalty. This clash creates tension. Juniors feel suffocated, seniors feel disrespected, and companies struggle to balance flexibility with discipline. Silicon Valley begins to see both the benefits and the dangers of merging these two powerful cultures. But on the global stage, everything shifts. With Silicon Valley suddenly competing with Asian-style intensity, China loses a key advantage. Korea and the US together dominate global innovation. Europe, meanwhile, struggles to keep up with the new ultra-fast pace. AI, robotics, and biotech accelerate like never before as researchers work longer, harder, and with unmatched precision. But inside office walls, burnout becomes a silent disaster. Anxiety, depression, exhaustion, and fear-driven motivation spread rapidly. Employees feel guilt when resting and constantly compare themselves to co-workers working even longer hours. Work becomes life. Personal time disappears. And the word karoshi death by overwork becomes known in Silicon Valley, just as it is in Korea and Japan. So what would happen if South Korea's work culture was suddenly adopted in Silicon Valley? We'd witness extraordinary innovation, discipline, productivity, and global dominance in tech. But we'd also see skyrocketing burnout, pressure that destroys creativity, and a mental health crisis unlike anything the Valley has ever experienced. It would be a combination of incredible power and incredible danger. And maybe that's the real lesson. Technology can evolve at lightning speed, but humans can only carry so much weight. The future of innovation doesn't depend on how hard we push, but how sustainably we grow.